Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kwadash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, a heroine, Ban Yasharal of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And not today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. And it's about this article. It says U.S. Coast Guard spots Chinese warships off American coast. Now, isn't this a reflection, or I would say China is now doing the exact same thing that Babylon America was doing over there in the Taiwan Strait, or the Chinese Strait, or the South Chinese Sea over there, ride through international waters or whatever. However, Esau was doing it, claiming about, oh, well, we just exercising our right to freedom of navigation, tomfoolery like that. Well, the whole time, but Esau was doing it to provoke China to attack. Well, guess what? Now China was like, okay, well, they're now doing it too. And see, America is so on edge that America will probably attack. If it was to show if that Chinese ship was to show any form of aggression, America probably would attack. Because why? The Lord has made this place barren. He's made this place desolate. He's brought this place down. He's tearing the foundations of it up. He's messing it up. So now when you're starting to see other we'll say world powers coming close, can actually be spotted off the coast of this place, that's how you know this place is going down. That's also prophecy and scripture taking place as well. The words of the Lord are coming true. But nonetheless, China took a page out of Babylon America's playbook and did the same thing. But let's go. It says the Coast Guard spotted 4 Chinese warships off the coast of Alaska in the Bering Sea, officials said Wednesday. It says the vessels were in international waters, but within, the U.S. Exclusive economic zone. That's a typo. An area that extends 200 nautical miles offshore, in which America has rights over fishing, energy, and other mineral resources. And then guess what? China did the same thing that America did over there in waters that they really ain't got no business in, claiming international freedom of navigation, blah 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 blah. Well, same thing with but nonetheless, China coming in this close in the waters, or that close off the coast of America, that's a sign of this place soon to be taken down by a destruction, a thermonuclear destruction, a besom of destruction, a sweeping wind that the Lord is a wind of fire that the Lord is gonna allow to hit this place and just sweep all the way across this place. But let's continue. It says, crew aboard U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Kimball detected 3 vessels 124 miles north of the Amchitka, that sound Gadite right there, pass in the Aleutian Islands. A short time later, a helicopter air crew from Coast Guard Air Station Kodiak spotted a 4th ship approximately 84 miles north of the Amukta Pass. The Chinese naval presence operated in accordance with international rules and norms, said Rear Admiral Megan Dean, 7th Coast Guard District Commander. It says, we met presence to ensure there were no disruptions to the U.S. interests in the maritime involvement around Alaska. Meaning China showed up and scared them. You got to think Alaska is Babylon's back door. That's why they was out there. That's also the reason why that ship was there too. But let's continue. It says Coast Guard cutter Kimball is a 418-foot ship based in Honolulu, Hawaii. It says this wasn't the first time Chinese naval ships have sailed near Alaska waters. It says in September 2022, the Kimball spotted guided missile crew 8. In September 2022, the Kimball spotted a guided missile cruiser from China in the Bering Sea. Whoever wrote this article, okay, but it's a short one, so it's cool. It says again, and in September 2021, Coast Guard cutters in the Bering Sea and North Pacific Ocean encountered Chinese ships about 50 miles off the Aleutian Islands. This is the U.S. military routinely conducts what it calls freedom of navigation operations in disputed waters in Asia that China claims as its own, deploying naval ships to sail through the waterways such as the South China Sea. The U.S. says freedom of navigation in the waters is in America's national interest. So there you go. They was over there provoking it. So guess what? China just basically did the same thing, but it's really according to scripture. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to start up at verse 9. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall turn in vain. Now, of course, this was talking about ancient Babylon at the time, but this is also applicable to today's Babylon, to today's time, where the Lord is getting these assemblies of great nations such as Russia, China, India, BRICS, just to name a few. That's an assembly of great nations. You got to think Russia, China, Korea, Iran, India, South Africa, and that's a whole bunch more. And now Turkey has joined BRICS. That's an assembly of nations, of great nations, and the Lord is going to bring them against this place. They're going to turn and hate the whore and burn her with fire. Just roughly paraphrasing, but nonetheless, that is what's going on with this article. Well, I'm gonna say with this article, but that's what that article shows. These other nations, the Lord is gathering these nations. So why China came up and did the exact same thing that Babylon America did. You got to think Russia not too long ago was 90 miles away from Babylon America, down there in Cuba, very close, even closer than China was. So the Lord is assembling these nations, to come up against this place. And once they assemble and they array themselves, put themselves in array against this place, from thence this place shall be taken. This place is going to be taken down. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall turn in vain. Meaning these other nations are going to shoot missiles on this place. And now these other nations are now not only arming themselves with nuclear missiles, nuclear payloads and armaments that can be shot from the missile silos in the ground. They got submarines and stuff like that can also launch missiles. They got APCs that can launch missiles very far, which is APCs is anti-personnel carriers, and so forth and so forth. But and guess what? And that's all the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua coming against this place. And it says again, once these arrows are shot from a mighty expert, it says none shall turn in vain. Meaning these arrows, these missiles that's going to get shot, they're not going to be bumping into each other. They're not going to be going haywire, short circuiting and fricazine and crashing and blowing up. No, they're going to hit their target. Once they shot, they're going to go from where they're going to fly from where they shot from to the target. It's not going to go off course or anything. Let's continue. Verse 10, it says, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. So Chaldea, i.e., another parabolically, America is going to be a spoil to all those that spoil this place. And they're going to be satisfied when they spoil this place. When they plunder this place, these other nations are going to be satisfied. And this is thus saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. This is what the Lord is saying. These are his words. It's going to happen. Let's continue. Verse 11. Yeah, let's go. It says, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, your mother shall sore be confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. So because Babylon, America, and those who run it rejoiced at the downfall of our people, they're the destroyers of the Lord's heritage. They destroy our people. They destroy places everywhere else that they go. And they have grown fat. They have grown fat off the labor, the blood, sweat, and the tears of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. They've become fat as the heifer at grass. They've become like fat cows, bellowing like bulls. Their eyes, they've become fat, wealthy. But this place has an end, and the end it is now speaking. But still certain things have to come to pass. But let's continue. Verse 13. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. So, because of the wrath of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, this place is not going to be inhabited. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding 5 cities. That place is not inhabited. The Lord burnt it up, destroyed it. There is not a thing that grows there. There's not a human life that lives there anymore. You got excavators over there, but ain't nobody living over there. They digging over there, but they're not living over there. And they also have to be careful because it's kind of somewhat like a powder keg over there in Babylon, in Sodom and Gomorrah, ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, because America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, spiritually. Just look at all the policies and what's going on. You see it. So you can just pay attention. But nonetheless, so it's like that place over there is still like a powder keg. You light the wrong thing and it might go up in flames again. So when it comes down to the Lord and his judgment, once he destroys something and judges it, it is no more. It is no more. So because Salakia. Oh, no, I didn't. Salakia, I did skip a verse. Verse 12. Salakia. Verse 12. I'm going to read it again. I didn't break it down. I jumped down to verse 13. Salakia. This is back at verse 12. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert. So the mother of this place shall be sore confounded. The mother of this place, which the U.S. is a baby of the U.K. So the U.K. is the mother of the U.S. because Esau was with all that infighting, so-called freedom and independence. So this place is going to be it's like it. The UK is going to be ashamed of this place eventually. It probably already is. But it says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. And it says, behold, the hindermost, the least of the nations shall be a wilderness. And who is the least of the nations? Who is the least on the earth? Regardless of the narrative that they paint, who is the least? Edom. And it says, what? Edom and this place, that their power structure is going to be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Meaning, ain't gonna be no more human life inhabiting this place. This place is going to be a place for cormorants, salamanders, swamp animals, and things that can live in that type of environment, especially after a great fire that has lasted for so long, and then it burns itself out. The only place is going to be inhabited by animals. That is it. That can withstand certain temperatures, certain environmental what's that word? Conditions. You know, that's the only thing gonna be here. So eventually the UK gonna start to hate the US, if it's not already happening or has happened already. Now back to verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, this place is not going to be inherited. Babylon, America is not going to be inherited. This place is going to be wholly desolate, completely desolate. This whole place is going to be destroyed. And everyone that goeth by this place, Babylon, America, in the times, they're going to be astonished. And they're going to hiss at their players. They're going to be like, wow, dang, how did that happen? Ooh, oh well, too bad. That's how people gonna be in that time, because the Lord gonna destroy this place. This is not, Esau trying to get the little terrorist thing. He throwing that black Hebrew Israelite crap back in the media, and he got Nate the Snake at the forefront of it, trying to put that trigger word and stuff on other groups, while at the same time trying to disassociate themselves. But Esau look at the whole nation of Israel like nobody. So even with that, that's going to backfire on him. But that's another. But nonetheless, things are happening in the earth. But because of these things that Esau has done and how things are going, this place will not be inhabited. This place will not survive. It is not going to withstand the indignation of the Lord. It's not going to withstand his wrath. This place is going to be utterly beaten down to nothing. It's going to be destroyed. Once more, Jeremiah 50 verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, meaning surround this place. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord is telling these nations, and the Lord is going to have these nations to put themselves in array against Babylon round about, which we are seeing that now. China. Well, first, Russia done slid up over here, 90 miles off the coast. China came, it was just 120 miles, 124 miles away, in international waters. But nonetheless, that is a sign that the Lord is surrounding this place. He's bringing that assembly of great nations against this place. And it says, put yourselves in array round about this place, Babylon. It says, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. So that means all these other nations, once they get their arsenal up to a specific level that the Lord wants, and everything else fall into place, the Lord going to allow these nations to shoot their arrows on this place. And it says, shoot at her. All you that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows. So they ain't going to hold nothing back for a future time, just in case. No, they're going to unload their whole arsenal. Because this place has sinned against Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. Verse 15. It says, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as she hath done, do unto her. So this is the Lord's will. It says, shout against this place. Round about, ancient Babylon at the time, but this is applicable yet again to this modern day Babylon. It says, shout around her, shout against this place. She has given her hand. It says, her foundations are fallen. What was the main foundation of Babylon, America? The dollar. That is fallen. So guess what? When that falls, it's going to cause everything else to fall. Everything else to fail in this corporation that is posing as a country. You don't believe it's a corporation? Well, do your research. But let's continue. It says this place foundations have fallen. The walls are thrown down, meaning no protection. America don't have no real protection. Babylon, America don't have no real protection. The walls are thrown down, meaning when once it happens. Cause see, if America had true real protection, do you really think? Let's say if the circumstances was different, just real quick. If America had true protection, do you think these other nations would have come anywhere near the waters of Babylon, America? If it had true protection, and it wasn't, let's say it wasn't jacking off around the four corners of the earth, doing all kind of tomfoolery, collapsing governments, making it hard for people. Let's just say America was one of those nations that literally just mind their own business like other nations do. They stay to themselves. They have, interactions, they diplomats, they leaders, blah, 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 all that stuff there. And let's say America still had all this, minus the tomfoolery. Do you really think these other nations will rise up? No. That's how the Lord says that's why the walls of this place are thrown down. This place don't have no protection. That's what it means. Her walls are thrown down, meaning no protection, no guard. So when the ultimate judgment does come to this place, ain't gonna be nobody to defend against it, because the Lord has already set it up that way. But the reason why this is going to happen, this destruction is going to come to this place, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. It is his vengeance. It is his will. So he's going to take vengeance upon this place. And just like this place is done around the four corners of the earth, the Lord going to do to this place, Babylon, America. Let's continue. Verse 16. It says, cut off the sower, Salakia, from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall run everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. So it's going to get to a point where it says cut off sower, and those that handleth the sickle, that's harvest. That's reaping down fruits, grape, vegetables, and things like that. Agriculture. It says, for the fear of the oppressing sword, they shall run to his people. So it's going to get to a point where it's going to get bad with these foreign nations. They're going to leave. Shit, they already leaving now, but it's going to get to a point where they're going to be like, yeah, let me go back to where I came from. I done made enough money here, and they're going to leave. Why? Before the oppressing sword, because these other nations that'll be here when stuff start to really get hard in Babylon, they're going to be in fear too. And they're going to figure out a way to run and go back to their own country. And they're going to get up out of Babylon when things start getting real serious, because this place is over with. You see other nations, and then China was at the back door. That's Alaska. That's not guarded back there when it come down to if you want to go into that kind of strategy, like America's back door, basically meaning that Alaska is America's back door. Rush up on that, it's like catching a grown man sitting on the toilet with his pants down. There's nothing he can do. That is why that is happening. That's why these things are happening as they are. Let's continue. Let's see. I'm gonna jump down. Let's go to verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. And that's what's going on. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. And Babylon, America, trying to throw all these sanctions and all this stuff. But every time they do some tomfoolery, it make these other nations and everything link up. And guess what? It circumvents the power that America thinks it still has. Like with the sanctions on Russia, well, the Indian prime minister and president, whichever one, they done locked in now. So whatever Babylon was trying to do, that done fell through. So it's like all this tomfoolery that is going on is pushing these other nations to become more close knitted and locked together in a unified mind and or unified mind and or force or front, whatever, to come against this place. So yes, a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction, by the way. And it's gonna happen. Verse 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So how is the hammer of the whole earth broken? How is it broken? The Lord, Yahweh Yahushua. That's how it's broken. The Lord broke this place. And now it says, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, through prophecy. It was not prophesied for this place to continue forever. Every kingdom of man has had its time to rule, and it's a time to be taken over by another rule, and a beginning and an end, a beginning and an end. Ancient Babylon, Greece, Persians in the Medes, Babylon, America. Oh, Salaki, Rome, then Babylon, America, Salaki. So these things have an end. And the end is come for this place. Because this America is the feet of the statue that Daniel saw in his vision. Partly broken, partly weak, and partly strong. And that rock that came and smashed the statue at his feet, that's Yahweh Shah, that's the Lord. That's judgment. That's taking down, that is a symbolism of taking down the kingdoms of man and establishing the truth, establishing a right kingdom on the earth, which Yahweh Shah is going to be on the throne, ruling his kingdom on earth. That rock that fell from the heavens, that was Yahweh Shah, and it destroyed the statue. That's a symbol of conquering and taking down. Salakia. That's a symbol. But again, a sound of battles in the land. The hammer of the whole earth, which is Babylon, America, has been broken and cut asunder. By who? Yahweh Yahushua. This place has become a desolation. By who? Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, the Heavenly Father. Verse 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord has laid a snare for this place, a trap, and this place has fallen into that trap and was not aware. This place has been found and caught by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because why? This place strives against the Lord. Babylon, America is a direct contradiction to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Everything that the Lord put in his scriptures, put in his book, put in his words, in the Bible for his people to live by, Babylon, America is a direct contradiction to every last word, down to the last letter. This place is a direct contradiction of the scriptures. So that's striving against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 25. It says, the Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. So the Lord has opened his armory. And what is in his armory? Those missiles, those glittering spears. That's what's in the Lord's armory. Those nuclear armed arrows that's going to create a nuclear explosion when they hit. So basically the Lord just made some high-tech explosive arrows. High-tech explosive arrow that's going to do mighty devastating damage. So much so that it's going to make the earth whirl to and fro like a drunkard. The earth is going to shake out of its place. See, right now you probably have explosions and stuff blowing up and going on and get where you don't even know what's happening. But when this judgment hit, the earth, the world gonna know. And it's also gonna get, that's also gonna make the world get in order and get right. Because they gonna be scared, because they gonna know the old snap. This was the Lord. Because see, they done forgot who Yahweh is. They done forgot he the true one, the true living power, the only living power. Ain't no other God beside him. That i.e. meaning ain't no other God that's more powerful than him, that's standing on his level, looking him eye to eye. It ain't like that. But let's continue. Verse 25 once more. The Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. So the fact that this place going to get destroyed by that fire, by the weapons of the Lord's indignation, this is the work. This is his work. This is his will. It will happen in the land of Chaldea, the Chaldeans, i.e. again, it's talking about ancient Babylon, but that's applicable to today. Because ancient Babylon didn't get destroyed like America's going to get destroyed. It got destroyed like ransacked, army take over, tear down, bust building down, but ancient Babylon wasn't burned. It's not going to be burned like this place. I'm going to go down to verse 29. I was going to read all the way through, but I'm going to jump down to verse 29. Let's go. Verse 29. Jeremiah chapter 50. It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. So it says, call together the archers, and that's what the Lord is doing. You see these other nations coming together. That's calling together the archers, because it's a lot of nations that have nuclear. We'll say it has nuclear equipment and has been equipped. Some of these nations are still further ramping up their plutonium and uranium production. Iran, Iraq, but hey, there's a lot of nations that's got nuclear capabilities. It's just you only really hearing about Russia, China, Korea, but India has nuclear missiles. They ain't saying that India just over there. They over there chilling, but India got nuclear missiles. And they got more than a little bit too. Iran, Iraq, these other nations, they got nuclear capabilities. Hezbollah, they not telling you this stuff. They got nuclear capabilities. So it's a whole host of nations who have this power, and they're the archers that the Lord is calling to surround Babylon and shoot. And camp against this place, meaning wait for the opportunity. That's what camping means. If you play Call of Duty and stuff like online against somebody, you always hear, man, why you always camping? Sitting and waiting. That's what's going on. And it says, let none thereof escape. So anybody that's living outside of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, that's living outside of the truth, that's not living according to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. A lot of y'all ain't gonna. 2/3 of y'all ain't gonna make it. 2/3 are not gonna make it. And any other nation that's over here that's gonna stick it out for America, they will be burned too and destroyed. So it says, let none thereof escape. Only those who are going to escape the said destruction and perils are those who is the remnant of Israel. The 1/3 men, women, and children, and the 144,000 the governing body. That's the remnant that makes up the remnant of Israel. And that's still a whole lot of people. They're the only ones that's gonna make it out of it. Outside of that, everybody else and everything else is getting burnt. Animals, trees, houses, cars, your grandma's favorite chair, your granddaddy's favorite jacket, all that's going up in flames. All the jewelry, everything is gone. Because this is the recompense of this place. It says, recompense this place according to its works. What do we see Babylon America doing around the four corners of the earth when you start to look at politics and news media and stuff, and especially alternate news media, because they tell the truth. See, this mainstream, they throw a little splinter of truth out there, and that's it. The rest of it be hogwash and propaganda. But This place has done a whole lot of tomfoolery around the four corners of the earth. So according to the things that this place has done, do unto this place. So these other nations, they collapsing the economy. They walking away from the dollar. They doing all kind of things, and every move, it takes away from Babylon America. Just like they were doing, just like Babylon America was doing to them. So everything that this place has done will be paid back to this place. Because this place has been proud against Yahweh Yahushua. They've been proud against Yahweh. They've striven against the Holy One of Israel, Yahushua. So this place gonna get judged. This place is gonna get destroyed. And the fact that whatever. I ain't got time. Whatever. Let's go back. The fact that you starting to see these other nations and warships and or battleships or cruise missile vessels and stuff coming close. That's the Lord work. That's what the Lord's doing. That's His work. That's what He's doing. And let's see. And with verse 35, this will be my last point. Well, I'm gonna end it right there. With that, shalom.